Heydays of Our Lives fans. Buckle up because the Tuesday, April 22nd episode is packed with emotional moments, shocking revelations, and romantic complications you won't want to miss. From heart-to-heart confessions to life-changing awakenings, Salem is heating up fast. Let's dive deep into all the drama. First up, Kat and Gabby cross paths in what becomes an unexpectedly emotional and deeply revealing encounter. Both women, carrying heavy burdens from their tumultuous love lives, find themselves opening up in a rare moment of vulnerability. In a town where secrets are currency and weakness is often exploited, it's a startling and refreshing change. Kat, still grappling with her intensifying feelings for Chad, tries to maintain a brave face. She insists she's moving on, that she's handling her emotions, but the truth is plain to see. Every glance, every quiet sigh, betrays the reality that her heart refuses to let go. For Gabby, whose own romantic history is a minefield of betrayal and heartbreak, Kat's pain strikes a familiar chord. Gabby, hardened by years of survival, may not easily let her guard down, but she recognizes a fellow fighter when she sees one. Their conversation, raw and honest, creates a bond that could lead to unexpected healing, or spark new complications neither of them sees coming. In Salem, where rivalries often define relationships, it's rare and powerful to see two women finding understanding and strength in each other's struggles. Meanwhile, at the hospital, another emotional storm brews. Susan, in all her quirky, loving glory, makes her way to EJ's bedside, her heart bursting with fear and hope. Susan's love for EJ has always been fierce and unconditional, and today, that devotion shines brighter than ever. Sitting by his side, whispering words of encouragement and prayer, Susan becomes the very embodiment of a mother's endless hope. And then, just when it seems the silence might stretch on forever, a miracle happens. EJ stirs, a flicker of movement, a sign of life, a spark that ignites a flood of emotions in Susan. Tears stream down her face as she witnesses the impossible, her son fighting his way back to her. But even as relief washes over her, new fears creep in. As EJ regains consciousness, the looming question remains: is he strong enough to speak? And even more crucially, can he remember what happened the night he was gunned down? Susan's prayers may have been answered, but the answers that EJ holds could either heal or tear Salem apart, depending on what he reveals, or what he chooses to hide. Once EJ is stable enough to speak, JJ Devereaux doesn't waste a second. The tension in the hospital room is palpable as JJ steps forward, his mind spinning with urgent questions and worst-case scenarios. The most important question hangs heavily in the air. Does EJ remember who pulled the trigger that night? But in classic Salem fashion, the truth refuses to come easily. As EJ struggles to fully regain his senses, the effects of the trauma are clear. His movements are sluggish, his gaze flickers with uncertainty, and the lines of confusion are etched deep into his face. Memories swirl just out of reach, fragmented into flashes of light, sound, and pain. Will EJ be able to gather those scattered memories into a coherent truth? Or will the trauma of the shooting twist his recollections, leading him, and Salem, down a dangerous path of false accusations? And then there's the more unsettling possibility that EJ remembers exactly what happened but chooses to remain silent. Is he protecting someone close to him? Shielding a loved one from the consequences of a violent act? Or is EJ hiding something darker, a betrayal so profound that revealing it could destroy the fragile balance of power in Salem? Every word EJ chooses to say, or not say, carries the weight of countless futures. Alliances could crumble, trust could be obliterated, and an innocent person might find themselves accused, prosecuted, and punished, all based on one man's fragile, fractured memory. The fate of more than just EJ rests on what happens next. Meanwhile, outside the walls of the hospital and the looming cloud of secrets, a very different kind of story is unfolding. One filled with quiet beauty, tender hope, and a love that's still finding its way. Sophia Choi and Tate Black continue to grow closer with each passing day, forging a connection that feels achingly pure amid the chaos that defines so much of life in Salem. Sophia, carrying the enormous weight of impending motherhood, finds herself leaning more and more on Tate. His steady support, his calming presence, and his unwavering belief in her begin to heal wounds she didn't even realize she had. Their bond deepens in subtle, powerful ways: shared glances, whispered confessions, small gestures of kindness that speak volumes. As their connection intensifies, a new question begins to take root in Sophia's heart, growing louder with each tender moment they share. Could she truly go through with the adoption? Is it possible, just possible, that she and Tate could build a family together? The idea is terrifying, exhilarating, and world-altering all at once. If Sophia chooses to keep her baby and raise it with Tate, the consequences will ripple far beyond their young lives. Families will be reshaped. Friendships will be tested. The future they once imagined will be rewritten in ways neither of them can fully predict. Standing together at this crossroads, Sophia and Tate must decide whether they have the strength, the courage, and the love to take that leap of faith, knowing that whatever choice they make, everything will change. In Salem, love is never simple. But sometimes, against all odds, it's the one thing worth fighting for. Meanwhile, Johnny DiMera finds himself trapped in a whirlwind of emotions he can't outrun. Fresh from a complicated and emotionally charged conversation with his mother, Sammy Brady, Johnny is left spinning. The words exchanged between them hang heavy in the air, thick with implication, riddled with half-truths, evasions, and fears neither was ready to fully confront. Johnny knows there's more hidden beneath the surface. Secrets, unspoken and dangerous, ripple just beyond his grasp, taunting him with the knowledge that his world isn't as solid as he once believed. Now, Johnny's heart is being pulled in 1,000 different directions. Loyalty to his family tugs at him, demanding silence and trust. Fear of uncovering an unbearable truth gnaws at his soul. Hope for a future with Chanel glimmers faintly, offering the possibility of happiness, but at what cost? And a deep, unsettling suspicion grows inside him, that the ground beneath his feet is riddled with cracks, and one wrong move could send everything, his family, his love, his future, crashing down. Johnny stands at a crossroads he cannot avoid. The choices he makes in the coming days will determine more than just his fate. They will ripple outward, touching everyone he loves, everyone he trusts, and perhaps even those he barely knows. In Salem, nothing is ever simple, and when the truth finally claws its way to the surface, Johnny may discover that some truths are more destructive than the lies that hid them. So, what's ahead for Tuesday's episode of Days of Our Lives? Prepare yourself for a relentless emotional roller coaster, packed with raw vulnerability, shocking revelations, and choices that will leave permanent scars. From Susan's tearful, unwavering vigil at EJ's bedside to the fragile hope surrounding Sophia and Tate's budding romance, the tension in Salem is reaching a fever pitch. Kat and Gabby's unexpected connection reveals the power of shared grief, while EJ's memories loom like a ticking time bomb, ready to detonate at any moment. Old wounds, thought to be healed, will burst open anew. New alliances, forged in desperation, will form. And secrets, long buried beneath layers of lies and fear, will claw their way to the light, threatening to destroy everything they touch. Because in Salem, it only takes one conversation to ignite a firestorm, one decision to unravel a future, and one whispered memory to set an entire town ablaze. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this intense deep dive into the heart and soul of Days of Our Lives, make sure to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss a moment of the drama, the heartbreak, and the shocking twists still to come. We'll see you in the next video, where every love story cuts deeper, every rivalry burns hotter, and every secret is a fuse waiting to be lit.